So my prediction for Super Bowl 59, right now the line is minus 120 money line, the Chiefs. To be honest, man, I feel like that line should be a little bit higher. I think it should be like minus 130, maybe minus 140 right now. They are a 1.5 point favorite as well. I think it should be a really, really good Super Bowl, man. I really, really do. I think it'll be a high scoring game. I think it'll be very competitive, very close. I think it'll come down to the wire yet again, just like how it went down from 2 years ago. Pretty exciting game. Jalen Hurts played incredible that game, but definitely a controversial ending to that game. The refs made pretty shady call from my recollection. That holding call at the last 2 minutes of the game. I'd have to go back and take a look at it again. It's been a year since I've seen it, but from what I remember, it was a pretty rough call, and that really costed the Eagles that game. Will the Chiefs have that same kind of luck this time around? Maybe, maybe not, man. But as far as breaking down the game, I totally expect Saquon Barkley to go off. I expect him to have 100 plus yards, at least one touchdown. James Cook did some work against the Chiefs defense from a week ago. For some reason, Joe Brady and Sean McDermott didn't really want to run the ball in the fourth quarter anymore, even though it was a pretty close game. So shout out to you two. But, James Cook did some good things against the Chiefs a week ago. And Saquon Barkley is just a different animal, man. So expect him to go off. And if you're into betting player props, look into that heavily. But honestly, man, when it comes to beating Patrick Mahomes, when it comes to beating arguably the greatest head coach of all time in Andy Reid, you need superb quarterback play. You need to be perfect as a quarterback, essentially. You need to make at least 5 amazing throws, perfect throws, clutch throws, in order to beat him. Can Jalen Hurts do that? Like I mentioned 2 years ago when they met in the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts went off. Had a really, really impressive performance. Can he replicate that? Maybe. Maybe. That is honestly the only huge question mark going into this game. If Jalen Hurts can be good again, then I feel like the Eagles have a legitimate shot to win this game. And I feel like they could potentially. No one's going to know until it actually happens. A.J. Brown had a good game the first time they met too. I expect that to continue. Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith. Really is the only question mark, man. All I gotta say is the Chiefs' secondary is weaker than what it was 2 years ago. So if you take a look at it from that point of view, you would think that he would have a good performance, but it's really sketchy. It's really sketchy. But as far as the Chiefs' offense versus the Eagles defense goes, listen, man, this is one of the best defenses in the NFL. That's why they're in the Super Bowl. I don't think the Chiefs offense is going to completely destroy the Eagles defense for the whole 60 minutes, but I feel like there will be some back and forth to it. I feel like the Eagles will have some success against Mahomes, and I feel like the Chiefs will definitely be able to move the ball against them. Honestly, I feel like the Chiefs' run game hasn't been that impressive this playoff run. So if the Eagles defense can continue to Kareem Hunt and Pacheco inefficient on the ground, I think that'll definitely help their chances a lot. But hypothetically, if Kareem Hunt gets going and Pacheco gets going and we see fully formed Pacheco again, I feel like this game could be over quickly, potentially. But we'll have to see how it plays out. How will Travis Kelce do? How will Hopkins do? Xavier Worthy? I feel like Xavier Worthy will have a big game. I don't know about Kelce. He didn't really do much a week ago, but it's the Super Bowl. He always comes through. And that's the thing about game planning and making predictions in the Super Bowl offensively. Usually most Super Bowls, there's always some wide receiver, fourth, fifth string guy that has his moment, that just comes off the bench and just goes off or has a big play. I feel like we'll see a similar thing here. Not saying Hollywood Brown is a fourth string wide receiver, but he's been on ice for the majority of this year. So expect someone like him or Hopkins to go off, or someone else besides Kelsey and Xavier Worthy, because I feel like those two are definitely going to be having the Eagles' primary attention. But that's just what I think. Now, as far as special teams goes, Jake Elliott, guy has been pretty shady this past year. I really don't trust him. Every time he attempts a field goal, it's always a big kind of nerve-wracking moment. I do trust Harrison Butker a lot more, so I feel like from the kicking perspective, the Chiefs definitely do have a clear advantage there. And if you really want to break down the head coaching comparison as well, I feel like the Chiefs absolutely have an advantage there as well. To compare Andy Reid to Nick Sirianni is just completely comical to me, but then again, fair play to Sirianni, Eagles head coach, making his second Super Bowl appearance. So say what you want about him. I'm definitely not the biggest fan of him, but, fair play to him, man. It's pretty impressive. We'll see what Spags can do against Kellen Moore, and we'll see what Matt Nagy can do against Vic Fangio. Definitely some good coordinator matchups for sure, absolutely. And it'll be a really interesting thing to watch on how Kellen Moore calls this game. Will he blow it? Will he not blow it? Will he keep it simple with Saquon Barkley? Will the lights be too bright for him? Is he a little too focused on that Saints job? Probably not, but still, something to watch out for. So in my opinion, the Chiefs definitely have a clear coaching advantage and a clear special teams advantage. Offense, defense, kind of a wash in my opinion. I do think it'll be a high-scoring game again. I think I got the Chiefs 37 and the Eagles 34. The last time they played, it was 38-35 Chiefs. I do expect the Eagles and the Chiefs to score at least over 30 points. I think it's going to be another great Super Bowl, man. But you let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you think the Chiefs will complete the three-peat and beat the Philadelphia Eagles? Or do you think the Eagles will upset them and be Super Bowl champions once again and stop the three-peat? And do you agree with me that it's going to be a high-scoring game where both teams are probably going to be in that 30-point range? Or do you think it's going to be a low defensive scoring game? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, man, if the Chiefs can do this three-peat, first time in NFL history, would be something to witness. And it's already been a pretty crazy sport year. The Luka trade, Jake Paul versus Canelo. Now we're about to see the first time ever, potentially, an NFL three-peat. Crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy time. So let me know what y'all think. If you made this far, please subscribe and like the vid. It'd help out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.